You're welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show here on Clock TV. I am Miriam Abena Adede. Thank you so much for staying with us even till now. Now, it is the month of September and we are still, drawing awareness on suicide. And so we are joining hands together to change the narrative on suicide. And one factor that causes or leads to suicide is depression. And this topic usually or is largely misunderstood. And that is why today we are trying to understand depression, look at some symptoms and also treatment to that as part of our lifestyle conversation here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. And you're being reminded that you can join the conversation via our WhatsApp number, which is being displayed on the screen, and also via our streaming platforms, Facebook and also YouTube as well. I would gladly read your questions out. Now, I have with me a resident in psychiatry at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. He is in the person of Dr. Robert Isua. He's going to help us with the education on understanding depression, treatment, and also some symptoms of that. Hello, Doc.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Doc. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm doing so well. So we are discussing depression today. We want to understand what depression is. So let's start with the basics. Yeah. What do we mean when we say someone is depressed?
Okay, thank you for your question. See, it's a very broad discussion that we can have, but no time will not be permitted to finish. So we have to look at the basis. When we say depression, normally like in the ordinary way, somebody is sad for a day, so I'm depressed. But that is not depression. So we have maybe the normal sadness is there, but for depression, there are some key things that we need to know.
Okay.
One, there's what we call the low mood. That low mood, or the person has been sad, at least persistent most of the times of the day, or it lasts for at least 2 weeks. So that's very critical. So somebody is seen to be sad most of the day or most of the times of the week, for at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
So there's a duration to it. And then again, we have to also note that it's for clinical depression is not supposed to be maybe caused by some, let's say, medical illness, or maybe caused by the person has used drugs, or even medication, or let's say another substance that the person has used. So we have to make sure that, this person is not maybe taking alcohol, is not taking marijuana, or he's not on a medication that a side effect of the medication is making him sad, or there's a medical condition that is making him depressed. So for us to say that, this person is actually depressed, we have to also take note. And then we should also know that in this depressed state, it's affecting the person's daily activity. It's affecting the person's social functioning, his work, his relationship with the family and friends and that kind of thing. Some of them, they become withdrawn. So these are the basic ones that we need to know. And then there are a lot of signs and symptoms that we can also look for. Because sometimes, for us to get to the point that somebody has committed suicide, but he was fine, but he was not really forthcoming with issues. Sometimes the red flags are there, but we are not able to pick it. You can be with a friend, then see that all the red flags, like when something happens, or the person gets to the severe state, they go, he started with this, the red flags were there. But sometimes, like you are saying, it's good that you are bringing some of these things up. When we are not aware of it, you will see it. It's like you don't see what the brain doesn't know. Yes, what you have not really had maybe be educated on, but have exposure, you would know. So one, I've said already, there's depressed, or there's depressed mood or low mood, or the person has been sad for at least 2 weeks, and then that person has disturbed sleep.
Okay.
Some of them, they are not able to sleep. Or they sleep, like they find it difficult to sleep. And then they wake up very early, what we call the early morning wakening, 2 to 3 hours before the usual time. So sometimes around 2 a.m. he's up. He cannot sleep again. And then some of them, what you see that critically, that they've lost interest in things that they actually, they used to do. Some things that give them pleasure, like, this person likes watching football, or going to church, or singing at a choir, like some basic things. He likes cooking, and the person has stopped. He has virtually lost interest. So that is also there. And some of them see that they've lost energy. They don't have that energy or that strength to do certain things again. Again, is like there's change in weight.
Okay.
Change in weight. Yes, either the person loses weight or gains weight.
Hey.
Some of them, like
and
when we are talking about changing weight. Yes.
Oh,
when we are talking about changing weight, it's about, let's say, at least not just maybe some few, so that when we are looking at it as maybe a medical or a mental health condition, we look at the symptoms and put them together. You don't get one.
Okay.
And then so based on this, he has lost weight, so he's depressed. No. So when I finish, I say that I'm going to put all the symptoms together. When you have A, B, C, D, this is this. So yes, some of them, they might lose weight, and then losing weight is about, significant one, about 5 kilograms.
Oh, okay.
There's some of them is like, why do they lose weight? Because some of them, there's change in appetite. They are not able to eat. So either they lose appetite or they gain, like that was the tendency that some of them, they eat a lot.
Yeah.
So eating a lot, you obviously put on weight because you are not doing anything again. Like you have lost interest in doing, you have no energy to maybe do a lot of things. But if you are not also eating, then obviously you are going to also you are going to lose weight. And then some of them, they lose concentration easily. They're not able to concentrate. Even when you are talking to them, when they are working, like they have lost concentration.
Yeah.
And then there's also what called psychomotor agitation sometimes, or retardation. Like the person becomes so slow.
Okay.
Like he's like, you know, this person, or how this person actually is. He comes to work, like he's very enthusiastic, doing this, but now like that, he has suddenly become very slow, like in thinking. You ask the question, it takes a long time to process. So that's also there. And some of them, they feel also hopeless.
Okay.
And then some also feel worthless. Then at the point that some of them, they have, so if you're feeling hopeless, like you have no less use, and then there's nothing that you can do again, sometimes, then they begin to have suicidal thoughts.
Okay.
And then even to the extreme, some of them have low sexual libido. So there are a lot of, like you see, the symptoms are many.
Doc, you made mention of clinical depression.
Yes.
How is that different from sadness? Because from what you were saying, all of us, one way or the other, have experienced depression.
Yes.
Or maybe we try to say we're sad, but actually we're depressed. So can you give us the thin line between sadness and clinical depression?
If I say no, but yes, we've all been sad before. Yeah, you can be sad, but it's not everybody who has become depressed. So sadness, generally, maybe for even depression, we say that it shouldn't be like something has happened. Usually for clinical depression, it's not that maybe there's bereavement. So we have to even rule out that he's not bereaved, because actually if I've lost a dear one, if you have lost your job, you've lost your relationship, definitely you are going to be sad. But we are looking at the duration. That's one of the key things. Okay. So for how long? If I lose, let's say my mom, if I lose my dad, I'm definitely going to be sad. But does that one, like in the whole maybe 2 weeks, am I going to be that sad that I can't do anything, that like my activity has become so low, I've lost interest in everything? Yes. And so we are looking at the normal depression. Yes, you become sad, but it improves with time. Maybe 2 or 3 days. Then you see the person is picking up. Sometimes friends go around, you see that, oh, this person, like, so the normal depression, the normal sadness, like you still feel that there's hope. Oh, life improved. Maybe you have lost your job.
Yeah.
Yes, after all, maybe I've lost my mom, but that's part of the life. So the duration is very key. And then we are looking at, apart from the duration, the impact, or the impact of the intensity of the impact. So if, let's say, once in a while, maybe your team loses a match, maybe Champions League, and you become so sad, maybe that day, you know when I go to work the next day, how my friends are going to laugh at me and that kind of thing. So in the night, sometimes you get up in the morning, your mood has changed. But by the course of the day, you are fine. You've gotten over it. But for clinical depression, it's not like that. It persists, and it's very severe. Okay,
Doc. So for instance, let's say I'm supporting a team like Manchester United.
Okay.
And then consistently, they've been disappointing me.
Yes.
You know, they've been losing their matches. Can that lead to depression? Because you said sadness happens for a short while.
Yes.
But depression, continues.
Yeah, there's a duration for it. So, why? Sometimes, why not? But you see, it can become a trigger. So there are what you call trigger, like psychosocial triggers that can, for somebody. And if you're looking at the depression, there are a lot of causes, like etiology, a lot of them. But so we're looking at the personality. There are some people, they can't even take defeat. So he goes to class, the teacher makes it, the teacher says something, or his team loses. That's why you see somebody like sometime in Kenya, Manchester United lost a match, and then a Kenyan who is a Manchester United fan committed suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people, their personality, they are not able to really come to terms with defeat.
Okay.
But normally for the normal depression, yes, within a short time, you should be able to. I think there's time. Oh, there's more matches. If you have lost this, my team, Accra Folk, has lost 2 consecutive matches. But at least, you get sad.
Most Ghanaians are even living their lives after Black Stars, you know,
so
disappointing us.
But for the clinical one, yes, the person is still in. That's what, because you go there as a friend, you want to encourage the person that the person has really, sometimes they have what we call inappropriate guilt.
Okay.
They begin to blame themselves, I'm the cause of this, that kind of thing. That sometimes the things that he tries to tell you, they are sort of irrational.
Okay.
It doesn't really, he's not the cause, but he tried to, so they are portioning blame to themselves and say, no, this person is actually out of touch with what is really going around. So for normal depression, yes, you get sad, or for normal sadness, you get sad, but you move on the next day, and then you are fine.
Yeah. Right. So you made mention of, you were touching on the causes of depression, and you said personality. Can we look at some other causes too?
Okay, so we have what we call the biological causes.
Okay.
Sometimes people, we mention of, let's say, some neurotransmitters in the brain, either they are high or they are low, like serotonin, and then other ones, monoamine, and all those ones. So they have those ones. We have the social causes, like social pressures, maybe economic pressure. You get it. Like if we're looking at now what people are going through, the stress they go through, maybe financially, how to maybe maintain their financial stability, how to get job and that kind of. So all these ones. Now you can also get sometimes early life trauma. Early life, sometimes somebody stays with somebody, and maybe stays with somebody, and then that mommy or the dad was very, let's say, some person that can easily, maybe you be the child unnecessary, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some of them, they build up. It build up within. So the person grows up. The moment something small triggers, the person goes into depression.
Now, let me take you back to social pressure. How does that impact our mental health? Because currently in Ghana, if I'm understanding you clearly, then I would say most Ghanaians are depressed because the city is not stable, finances, everything, you know. So can we say that a lot of people are having depression?
We won't, you see, if you really want to diagnose it, like I said, for mental health, you see, most of our key things is that you don't maybe go and do a lab test like the general medical condition that, to tell you, this is this, this. Sometimes, like I said, you put the symptoms or the complaint that the person will list. Sometimes you need a relative or maybe a very close friend to tell you, this is what I have observed. So yes, we have the economic pressure really happening around. But it doesn't mean that people are still living their life. At this time, people are also making money.
Okay.
People are also making money. People are happy. Sometimes
maybe they are faking it.
Yes, so that's why you also come to, when you look at it, sometimes people, because of the social media aspect of it, people also compare themselves. Oh, this is my mate. We all competed, maybe Legon together. And then see him on Facebook. He's traveled outside. So like there's also social comparison. Some of them, they look at it, oh, so why am I, we all competed Boucher. And then maybe in this year, but why am I not there? Sometimes the person may be faking it, but you, the one may be seeing the person, oh, this person is in US, but now he's making it. I'm in Ghana, my city is even giving me issues. Sometimes it's not always like that. And sometimes there's what we call societal expectation. So when you set high expectation, if you are not achieving it, then you think that you are worthless. Some people, so once I go to university, after university, I have to get a job. Sometimes maybe accept maybe a menial job, get experience and move on. No, I have to be here. I've seen my friend in this big company. So why am I not even maybe in class? So that comparison and then that high expectation also set in. And then sometimes people become hopeless and worthless. So if at this time, maybe at 30 years, we're a woman at 30 years, I have not married, I have not have a case. But that is not the issue.
But these are the things that society, you know, has laid down for people to. So if I'm not getting that, then automatically I'm going to be depressed.
You see, sometimes we have what we call the coping mechanisms.
Okay.
So this is what society has set in. But what do you also do? You don't go by what society tells you. You also set realistic expectation or goals that this is what maybe somebody has done. But I also want to do this. So you set goals and it's realistic in such a way that you're able to attain it. You know there's a way to measure it. Maybe at the end of the year, I have to maybe do this program. or do this course to better myself. It's very simple for you to, but you don't go and pick, once my friend has gone to maybe Legon, he's doing maybe masters, I also have to go. When you know that getting the fund to pay is not easy.
Yeah.
So normally it's like the coping mechanism. Sometimes, yes, the stress comes in. There's a lot of maybe stress, there's high expectation, but sometimes you just look at yourself, no, we are all individuals. We can't follow one direction. So yes, society expects me to do A, B, C, D. But I think I can also maybe go this way and I can still achieve. Or even if I've not gotten this, I have also done this. Sometimes you see, when we are comparing ourselves to friends, and then there's that, let's say, stress coming in because the person has achieved this. Maybe the person, yes, is working in a very big company, getting fat salary.
Yeah.
But that person may also have a medical condition that you don't have. You are also very strong and healthy, moving around.
Yeah.
So sometimes I always say that we don't need to compare ourselves to anybody. We are different individuals with different aims, different ambitions that we need to achieve.
So with the coping mechanism,
Yes.
aside setting realistic goals, what else can we do? Because what if the goals I set fail me?
So there are times that sometimes I always say that when you face issues and you think maybe they're overwhelming you, you need to seek for support.
Okay.
Talk to friends. It's very key. Talk to somebody who can really give you maybe advice. Don't worry. Sometimes, see, when you let the things maybe bottle up in you and then you're alone, that this thing is like, then it's like it's building up.
Yeah.
But you reach out to friends. Sometimes if maybe you go to church, maybe you can talk to your pastor, can to maybe somebody that you think can give you a better advice. Talk to friends, reach out. Sometimes just go out there, have fun. Sometimes you leave home, just take a day or two, go for a weekend trip. You see, the stress may be in Accra. But the moment you leave Accra, you go to maybe your hometown, you are there, like everything is gone. So you need to know yourself. That some people, sometimes we say what you call the deep briefing mechanism. Sometimes you come to work and there's a lot of stress. You know what to do because a lot of tasks that you're supposed to do, maybe you are behind. Sometimes you just sit down, taking a deep breath. Then you relax. Okay. There are times that maybe somebody has said something is really irritating and it's like you are almost blowing up.
Yeah.
No, you just have to relax. There are times when we call it mindfulness. These days I always say that if about health and about this mental issue, there are a lot of apps online. You go to YouTube, maybe there's what we call mindfulness or meditation.
Yeah.
You can do all those ones. There's also muscle realization. So they will teach you that they do this. Some of the app even tell you, by the time they will even give you a survey or a questionnaire. By the time you go through, then you know that, then it means I have this. Sometimes, you see, when people come to our place or they come to us and we tell them, based on ABCD, they begin to argue. Sometimes they don't want to be labeled that, he has depression because the stigma attached to society has that stigma. Yeah. But sometimes you yourself, you sit down, you go to the, like online, pick an app, then, do you feel sad most of the time? Yeah. For maybe more than 2 weeks, do you feel that maybe you want to do something bad for yourself? Do you feel hopeless? The app just tell you, give you a score, and then from there you know that, this. So that's what people do, and then they now come to the hospital, I went to the online, I did this, or I think maybe I'm having maybe suicidal thoughts, I'm having bad ideas, I want to really maybe harm myself. So what do I do? Then they come.
Right. Thank you so much, Doc. Well, if you just joined us, this is a lifestyle conversation here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. We've been discussing depression, looking at symptoms and also some treatments as well. And so you're not being left out. This is an important discussion. You cannot afford to miss this. You can send in your messages to our WhatsApp number right now, which is being displayed on your screen, and also via our streaming platforms, Facebook and also YouTube, and we'll gladly read your comments out. Now, Doc, we've spoken largely on the causes and, some of the symptoms as well. But, sometimes people get to the point where they are depressed, right? Yes. And they don't treat it. Let's look at some of the effects on the individual and also the society. What are some of the effects that depression can lead to?
So before I come to this one, there's also what we can do about the coping mechanisms. Yeah. There's what we call, you have to also do maybe cognitive assessment. Okay. You also see that sometimes you have what we call a negative thought. Okay. They are the ones that need to be replaced with positive ones. So that you feel that, now if I have 30, I have not maybe gotten the job, and then I have not married, I don't have kids, then I'm useless. Like I said, that is what we call irrational thought or cognitive distortion. You need to replace it. That no, even though this is this, but I have done this. But I've been able to go to school. Somebody is 30 years, is yet to even buy university form and go to school. So sometimes when you're able to list some of the positive things in your life,
and even the
the achievement, then it tells you that, oh, you are not really maybe bad, or you are not hopeless, you are not worthless as you see yourself. So we are looking at the effect.
Okay.
You need, just like in the introduction, you said, for if you're looking at suicide, like this man being a suicide man, you're looking at the depression is one of the key things. And normally, if you're looking at somebody who is depressed, if the person is not, maybe it doesn't come out, or he's not seen to be treated, and then is left to be long-standing, or is just the person depressed, there are a lot of effects. One, so like it becomes more complicated.
Okay.
Some of them will have what we call suicidal thought or suicidal ideations. Because like the key thing normally they will tell you, oh, I feel worthless. As I'm talking to you now, I had a student send me a message about a week ago that, doc, like I'm tired of the world.
Oh.
She's in medical school.
Wow.
So then I said, oh, come and see me. So the next day, so I can't come back. The next day, then he sent me see. So I was asking that what is really causing. So, like, I don't think I can cope with the medical school. You see, sometimes the person says he's tired of the world. When you get to that point, it's not that easy. So if the person is seen and is treated, it gets better. Because like I said, some of them, it reduces their productivity. So if the person, like, is at the workplace and is not being seen and treated, production goes down. His or her productivity goes down. Because he's not able to work at the maximum as he or she is supposed to be. Again, some of them too is like I said, the complication keeps on. Because sometimes what happens is that depression alone, yes, like I said for the introduction, that you can have to rule out medical conditions. But you can have also some medical conditions that are also related with chronic conditions like maybe diabetes, hypertension, stroke. So when these people have depression and they are not identified and treated, most studies have shown that the mortality morbidity is very high in people even with chronic conditions like maybe asthma or sickle cell, the chronic condition like kidney disease. So normally, if the depression is treated, they seem to improve, the outcome will be better, even with the other medical conditions that are there. And then for the society, you see, if we are not treating it, we are not identifying the people and we are not treating, what happens is that we are, like I said, if the person is supposed to be a worker, he's supposed to be very proactive, maybe he's supposed to give instruction to other people to work, and he's not doing that, what happens? Productivity goes down. Economically, it affects the company in which the person works in, it affects the nation as well. So there are a lot of people, and some of them, they keep on going to hospital every day. So there's pressure on the hospital or the health facility. He goes there every day. Because some of them, when they come, what we normally say is that if you're looking at even the primary care, like the general OPD, about 30 to 40% of people who go there are depressed. But sometimes what happens, the doctors don't even pick it up.
That's true.
Because the person go there, I can't sleep. I have headache. And that's also, headache. So sometimes you see that there's no link to, there's no medical, like some of us in the medical field, that there's no medical condition over the headache. So you go to the folder, this person has becoming headache, no sleeping. Oh, I can't sleep. Then sometimes we just give some sleep tablet. Oh, go, take headache, go. Most of them, if you take your time, then you screen them very well, see that they are depressed.
Doc, no, I'm not cutting you short, but because of time, let's talk about some lifestyle choices that people can adapt to help them relieve depression or stress. So some of the lifestyles like exercise. So studies have shown that when you exercise very well, it releases some, let's say, neurotransmitters, there are chemicals in the brain like serotonin and then dopamine, which are linked to mood, the person's mood. Then exercise again, also see, it helps you to sleep. So that when you're exercising, it's kind of take you away from your worry. So there are times again, you also have to take a good balanced diet. Because if you're taking food rich in maybe proteins or omega-3 fatty acids, which studies have shown that it helps in the brain functioning, associated with the mood. And then you take maybe lean proteins and that kind of thing. See, sometimes if you take a good balanced diet, it helps the brain, it helps the body to work very well. And then, like I said, exercise too. And then sometimes you also need to join groups. Okay.
Yes, like it's a lifestyle. Join group so that when you have issues, sometimes see, if we're in a group or maybe in a church or maybe a work, there's a situation you are in. Sometimes you see people share their problems. You get hey, so this one has it. Then it's like my cry.
Yeah,
then I think sometimes you share ideas, and then you end up like letting yours go. But when you're alone, like you are kind of isolated, you are on your own. Everything you bought to the trap, I'll work it out. Then it's not good for you.
Yeah.
So you need to sometimes exercise, go out there, find maybe people that you can really tune into, so that at least if there are issues, we all solve it together.
Right. Doc, lastly, we are in the month of September.
Yes.
We are creating awareness on national suicide. And how can we work together, in a collective way to help people in depression or depressed states out of that situation?
Yeah. So I think, thank you. The first thing is that, like you said, you see, for some of us in mental health, even being a doctor in mental health, let me tell you a story. I went to a bank, then the banker got to know I was a teller. So the teller got to know I was a mental health. So, Doc, can I have your number? So where do you work? You know the man I mentioned my hospital. Oh, I wanted a proper doctor, not those for mental.
Oh.
You see the stigma?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes the first thing we have to do is stigma.
It's true.
Stigma simply means maybe some stereotype or negative thinking we have our people about their behavior or their culture. So if that is out, then that is fine. So that people will come out boldly. Like at the workplace, the person will be able to come out and say, oh, I'm having this issue. There are some people, there are some workplaces that the moment they get to know, like maybe you have gone to Ankafo, you have gone to Pantine, you've gone to a psychiatry, then your director is looking for you. So why did he go there? So there's that, if the stigma is not removed, and like we are saying, if you create more awareness, and I like the way people are doing it, so that some people out there, they also listen and say, okay, if this is the case, then it means that it is real. So it makes people easy to come out. And sometimes, you see, people also in mental health also need support. Because like, if you have not invited me here, how will I maybe be sharing this information? Yes. So if there's, like you said, but the key thing is to do away with the stigma. They accept that mental illness is also there. Just like we have malaria, we have maybe tuberculosis, we have typhoid. Mental illness is real. Sometimes see people, I've seen people coming to our facility. Even when they come, do you know, ordinarily, if you go to some of the hospitals, you say, oh, maybe somebody calls you, so I'm in Kolebu, I'm in Rage, I'm 37. You know our place, they won't mention it. Oh, Pachomo Hospital. Wow, actually, Mefro. Well, he knows that when he mentioned that he went to a psychiatry.
They'll be tagged as.
Yes, why did he go there? Yeah. And I always say that some of us in mental health, you hardly see your patient outside. You know why? When I used to do the general, like doing house job, you see, oh, Dr. Wayne, you're a patient. No? It's easy because, Dr. Wayne, rage. But he doesn't want to say, this doctor is at a psychiatry. Then they say, how did you know him? Why did you go there? So the stigma is the key thing. If we're able to really educate people, for them to understand that, yes, mental illness, they can get treatment, they can get better, they can get back to society, they can still work. It's not like maybe, see, and some of, let me line this, some of the beliefs, and some of even that can, some of our problems, they said, will be a one year, the kakra or hold it's not true. I've seen people who come out and then they are free and they are working and they are in the society and they are doing better.
Sure. We have some comments here, questions actually.
Okay.
So the first one says, please ask Doc, does depression always lead to suicidal thoughts? And then the second one is, what are the effects of depression on my family members?
Yeah, so depression is not all the time. Some get depressed, they don't get suicidal thoughts. Okay. Some also get, like we are saying, well, if you left alone, if you left long standing not treated, then yes. Once because you become sad, sometimes it starts gradually. The person becomes withdrawn from the family. So I'm linking to the family. So you have become withdrawn. Like you are no longer communicating, no longer taking part in the activity the family is doing. Yeah. Maybe the family goes to church, you don't want to go because you have lost interest in even going to church. So in that case, it has a negative effect on the family. Assuming that you are the husband or you are the wife, you have lost interest in even cooking. How do you feel cook for the family? If you're the husband, you are no longer going to work. Sometimes I've seen a teacher who was actually sacked. Before he came for treatment, we had to reinstate. Because for 5 months, he couldn't go. He has lost interest in the teaching.
Oh.
So you're just in the house. You wake up and then just sometimes do one or two things and that's it. So it has effect on the family as well. Because so like I mentioned, one of the symptoms you can have for low sexual libido. So if you are not performing as a man, as a woman, what happens? Like you are actually giving the family issues. So there are a lot of effect.
Right. Thank you so much, Doc. This is where time will permit us for this conversation. Thank you so much for the insight and education. We would gladly, invite you over again for part 2 of this conversation.
Okay, that would be good.
Right. So this is where we end the lifestyle conversation here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. We discussed depression and we looked at symptoms and also some treatments to that. I hope you got informed and educated as well. Please stay with us. Birthday segment is up next with me.
I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
All right, so we are starting off with a birthday celebrant, and she's in the person of Sharon Ejiwa, and this is from Bismarck Armstrong. I wish her a very glorious birthday and that may her new age be the beginning of more open doors in her life, and may she be great. We also have this from Jessica. A blessed birthday to the prophetess Jessie herself and to you, John Paul. Praying that God continues to bless you and your household, and may whatever your hands find to do, may it prosper in Jesus' name. Amen. We also have this from Precious. A happy birthday to you, my beautiful sis. Age with more grace. With all I wish for you is long life with good health, prosperity and happiness. May you never lack more of everything. Amen. And we also have this from Prof. Inkum to Mrs. Eunice Ajua Asantwa Inkum. You are the radiant light that brightens my world, and every moment with you is a treasure I hold dear. May endless blessings fill your years ahead. Sweetheart, my love for you is forever and always. Happy birthday, Mrs. Eunice Ajua Asantwa Inkum. I love you to the max. Yours true love, from Prof. Inkum. We also have this from Reverend Abraham Boabeng, Children and ICGC Divine Temple, to Lady Eva Boabeng. Happy birthday, Lady Eva Boabeng. May the good Lord reward you for your diligence and labor of love. We really appreciate you. And this is also from Frimpong to Kezia, Adom Ofori. Nothing lights up my world more than you. Happy birthday, my darling daughter. Oh. And this is also from Jessica to Felicity. A blessed birthday to you, my girl. Wishing you many more years of joy and happiness in your life. And may all your smiles never fade. You are blessed. This is also from Sister Abna Boabeng. Happy birthday, little sister. God bless you. Love you. Right. So this is where we end the birthday segment here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. I am Miriam Abna Adede. Up next is the business segment with Clement Yabankwe. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.